Hey guys, I'm back for more Terra Invictus Shadowdark. I'm Bradu. The party had a wild fight with some assassin cultists last time out, which I don't want to say barely survived, but it was cool. Um, I did a few things off screen this time just because I was one hex away from where I was trying to get to, which is what town are we in? Shoot, I lost it already. I don't know. Cadaval. Cadaval. Um, so I went ahead and I did my healing and stuff at the end of the battle. Rested through the night. Traveled the one hex. There were no encounters or anything. And so I got to got back to this town. I leveled up my four core group, the initial four, all leveled up based on the treasure we had got. I had actually miscounted. I said we needed to carouse to level up. We actually don't. Well, those four will level up without carousing. But I also thought this is probably. I almost did the carousing thing because I feel like carousing at this point with this group is more or less a an automatic thing, not something I need to role play out. But I also think we're at a point that it looks like we should be celebrating because we're going to get to this town and talk to Hadhigo Pajeda and find out that he is all healed up because we killed the hag who had cursed him. So he's no longer cursed. He'll be in good health and he'll be thrilled, and we can explain to him what happened and that we learned of the hag and what she was doing, and that he had done something to piss her off, and she wanted his unborn child or his infant child. And we told him he would never give that up, of course. So, we had to fight her. And he was like, "What? God, I was so sick. That was horrible. I'd have given my baby up in a second." No, I'm just kidding. He didn't say that. Um, anyway, so he is happy, and I think he definitely would reward us in some fashion. I'm going to go ahead and roll on the treasure chart just to see what he gives us, but it feels like it should be something decent. And so, depending on what I roll, I also think he's just gonna kind of throw this party for us. I'm still charging myself though for the carousing. Yeah, that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Like he's throwing a party for us. Anyway, let's see what the treasure comes up with. Yeah, really low. We've had tremendous treasure. He gives us 60 silver pieces in a rotten boot. And we're like, seriously? Thanks a lot. And he's like, I'm just kidding. I'm going to throw a party for you guys. Let's head to the tavern. The whole town's going to be abuzz with this news. So we're going to go carouse. I actually already took the treasure off. I'm going to do the 300 carousing. I started to do carousing off camera, like I said. And what I really want to do, I want to try the different options for carousing, like the devotional thing for Thane the priest, the combat training for the fighters. But I think for this, I'm going to do carousing, one check, one roll for the whole group. Since I'm not rolling, I think maybe I'll roll it at advantage since I'm just going to do one group roll, and I paid a lot for this. I'm going to do, and then that'll give me which one I want to do for the whole group. I don't want to do 6 different carousing rolls. So let's see how it goes. 7 or 3. Well, I think I already know the 3 gets us booted from the tavern. Thanks, Abbott. Oh, actually, we have a +2 for the. We have a +2. So actually, I think the 7 might be really good here. Where are we at on it? Okay. We have a +2. Yeah, the 3 actually does get us fined. That's funny. That is the one with the +2 gets us booted from the tavern. So we're not going to do that. By talent or trickery. Okay, we've had this too. Will gain an NPC ally or enemy. By talent or trickery, you beat a rival crawler in a test of skill. Okay. Gain 5 XP. And an NPC ally or enemy. So I'll do my usual 50-50 is 1, 2, 3 is the lower result, the poorer result. This would be trickery, and we gain an enemy. 4, 5, 6 is we gain an ally. Good, we gain an ally. We impress somebody. And I'm good with that. I'm not sure. It might be Hadhigo Pajeda that we impress. Let me take a quick gander at the town and see if there's any other NPCs that might be primed to be that person. I might. A lot of towns right in a row here. Alfonso Silva was the homeless vagrant who already has offered to serve as an animal handler and could drive a wagon. And we talked about adding him anyway. So he's possible, and Hadhigo's the other one that would be possible. Prominent citizen, but his whole story basically is that he was cursed. So I don't think he's... So I think Alfonso Silva is probably our best target for that. And maybe it's time we add him. Maybe it's time we look at picking up a wagon and some animals. Some horses or something like that. I think that might be our move. And that way we can skip over if we're going through... I guess what I would say is if we're going through hexes that I can tell we've already been through without rigorously going through my notes, then we'll go ahead and speed through those without, like, basically twice speed, so half the amount of checks or whatever. I should come up with a separate ruling for how to do that, but I'll kind of wing it for now. So let's do that. Let's add Alfonso Silva to our group, not as like a fighter or anything. He can carry gear slots, so we'll get a wagon and animals. And I'll look into that later. I feel like we've got, depending on we've got 350 gold or something. Actually, more than that. 350 gold before the last session. So I feel comfortable with that. I'll do the math off screen, off camera. And let's go ahead and let's see what else has to be done. So we do the carousing. The whole group takes a good day or two of like downtime before we get back at it. Krell is going to try and figure out that ring, so he gets a roll on that. I think I called it a DC 15 to see if he can identify the ring. He does not, and that's okay. I can keep checking that daily if I can remember. At some point, maybe I just decide he finally figures it out. But let's see. That might be my main things I could do. I feel like I should do more town stuff while I'm thinking of it. I'll do a potential in-town random encounter, I guess. Because I'm going to be here for 2 days. I don't know if I want to do that. Okay, good. No encounter anyway. Let's get on the road, because I want to... I feel like we should hightail it a little bit, speed up the trying to find the Duke's daughter. And I'm not sure where she is. I do know we've kind of searched the areas that I thought she was most likely to be in, so maybe she's further than I thought. Maybe I need to go 3313. I've already been to, I know that. But we're going to go south that way. And since I've already been there, I also think the other thing is I don't have to do navigation checks if I've already been to a hex. Maybe I haven't been here. Maybe I haven't been here. Okay, we're off. Hope I'm not forgetting anything, but I probably am, but that's okay. So I am going to say we just get to this hex first because we're just leaving the town, right? Substantial morning dew with thick fog, gloomy and rainy. Central Rosadas, difficult terrain. So difficult terrain, but with our wagon, or with horses. I guess our wagon wouldn't speed us up in difficult terrain. But just for simplicity, I'm going to say, so it's like doing one hex, essentially, instead of two for difficult. These mountains are quite tall with thick woods, rough trails, wild game is plentiful. Let's check our random encounter. No random encounter. We have an icon to try to identify. I think we get it. This is cool. Okay, so we discover a home. We discover a small cabin deep in the mountains. And I need to decide 4, 5, 6 is yes. Oh, 2, no. So nobody is home. I think what we would do is look around. We can tell that somebody lives here. We're not going to rob the place because that's not really what we do. But we know it's here in case that comes into play. Oh, good thing, because I just read further. Uh-huh. Oh, cool. Okay, so nothing else is going to happen with that unless we come back. Which we may do, because now we know it's here. So if there's any kind of trouble or whatever in this hex, this is a place we know that we might be able to hunker down or do something. We have to do at least one more check on random encounters, but only a 1 would get us a random encounter, so we're good there. And we're going to keep going south. 3, 3, 3. Let's go 3, 4, 1, 3. Now I think I do have to navigate. Gotta get my dice here. Do I have them? Oh yeah, I do. Navigation is okay. And let's see what we got here. Okay, Central Rosadas again, more typical terrain. Windy and cool, clear skies with floating snow. Nice. Peaceful but rugged mountain region. A lot of stuff. Variety of birds live here. Loud and colorful. Random encounter check. No. That's too bad. Well, actually, maybe it's not. Okay. Oh, okay, here we go. So, let me pause real quick because I gotta set this up. Okay, so we come up on a cave. So let's see, let's have Nura. We're going into a cave. Let's have Nura try to prepare a little bit. She's going to prepare... a curative if she can. Well, does that make sense? She's going to prepare a Phobane. If she can. Nat 1, she can't. So not only... I'm going to say that also means she can't do any herbalism right here. This is not an area where she had any luck finding herbs. We'll light a torch before going in. Krell can be carrying a torch. And I'm actually gonna treat this as a little mini dungeon. It doesn't say that, but it's a cave. So the map I pulled up has kind of a few specific rooms. So I'm gonna treat this kind of like a random dungeon. So what it does say is a small cave contains 3 bandit skeletons lying near the back. So we got, it's not a skeleton, but we got a few bodies back here, right? So we're gonna come into the room, and then I've got 2 little areas here. So we're gonna roll randomly to see what's in this area. Actually, let's go over here first to the tiniest one. And we'll roll to see what's in that. And I'm just going to use the straight from the book on this one in the interest of being faster. I do want to try, next time I do a whole dungeon, I'm going to use a completely different system for what's in them. Where'd it go? Sure. No, not all that. Here we go. Shadowdark maps. That's what we want. We already know it's a cave. Tiny room type is all I need. So what's in this room? Let's find out. I'll have somebody listen in. I don't remember who my listener is off the top. Probably Thane. 1. Empty. Can that be the big room? Let's call the big room empty so I get to roll again. Empty except for the body of the dwarf. So the whole main cavern, and then there's 3 small ones. This is a small one. For minor hazard, a d6, 2. Okay, stuck or locked barrier. I don't think that's gonna do anything. I'm going to say that means we have it's hard to get in this area. So we'll dig through a little bit. Maybe Orgo and Tank, who are an abbot. I keep calling him Tank, which was never my intention, but I can't help that one. My whole idea for the character came from the idea of tanks and then I go, oh, Tank would be a good tank. Tank Abbott. Abbott ale drinker. Okay, so anyway, they're gonna try and get through this to see what's on the other side. I'm actually gonna give it another roll, and maybe it's still empty, and maybe it's something else. Boss monster. So it's not a boss monster, but it might be a monster. That's funny. I would say it's just too tiny of a room for it to be that. But because I did roll that, I am going to go with a monster. And let's go with an individual monster. I have a chart for that. Remember that I made a long time ago? That might be my best way to do this. Let's see. Monsters. I think it's this. I think it's a D20. 20. Holy. Oh, this is not it. That might work too. I haven't filled out the cave chart. Well, shoot. What is it then? I know I have one. Oh, here it is. Okay. I knew I had one. It's already open. Duh. Oh. Well, that's not going to work anyway. I might just end up choosing one. Oh, it's not even a D20, so I had that wrong anyway. Oh, this might make sense. Okay, I like this one, I think. Oh, I know what it is. I'm not going to take my time to find the mini. But I could see this being in a cave. I thought I might have one actually right here, but I don't think I do. So we'll just wing it on this one with the... Okay, so they dig through here, and it's Abbott and Orgo. And we're going to give this thing an advantage to hide, because it says that. And if it's hiding, then it will surprise us. And I don't know what that means. A 15 or higher, probably. 15. So it will surprise us. That's fair enough. Oh boy. I shouldn't have said that. I wish I had the mini. I have so many minis, but I don't have them like at the ready. I don't want to keep pausing every second either. Anyway, this, so is it going to be tank 1, 2, 3? Nope. Orgo. So as the room kind of opens up, let's say it's some sort of a, it's not rubble, it's kind of a big chunk of rock that they're able to pull away, so it acts a little bit like a door. And they pull it away, and immediately Orgo gets attacked. And before he even knows what it is, it doesn't hit, because he's got a really high AC, right? Yeah. But this ropey limb, like, swats out at him and, like, kind of smacks him. And then a second attack comes, and that one hits. And it wraps around his neck. So this limb, like this giant rope, wraps around his neck, dealing double damage. So 7 damage to Orgo. Oh, I forgot to mention this. I told you 4 of them leveled up. I rolled tremendous hit points for all 4 of them. I think out of the 4 that leveled up, 3 of them got max hit points on their level up, and maybe Orgo was the only one who didn't. He got 6 on a D8, and then like the Renariel and Krell both rolled a 4 on the D4, and Nura rolled an 8 on the D8. So we beefed up, and all of them had such low hit points before. The only one I rolled advantage on was Orgo, because he's a dwarf. So okay, so he gets this thing wrapped around his neck, and he kind of gurgles out. And at that point, Abbott is going to just swing his axe, realizing what's going on. 10 plus 6 is a hit for a D10. 8. Does he get? I think he gets bonus. He has no bonus damage with that high strength. That's funny. So this is a strangler. It's a D&D would be a roper. It's a big. It says a gray-skinned, gaunt creature with 4 ropey limbs and sucker-lined claws. So it kind of clawed out at him and roped him on the second one, I guess is how I would say that. And Orgo then would attack. He's got the thing around him, but it's not keeping him from doing anything. He does miss. let's see. Nura, I think maybe would come over, and can she get an angle? I would say she's at disadvantage shooting like that, but she should. She's gonna try. And that's actually going to be a hit anyway. 2 high rolls. So I think that probably does enough to kill it. 6. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So she kills it. The Strangler. Okay. Does it have any treasure in here? I don't think it would. I'll roll the treasure roll it on a 1. Or a 6. A 6 has treasure only. Oh, okay. It does have treasure. Cool. So it was kind of buried back with some sort of treasure. Oh, no, it doesn't. 0-3. A copper piece. That's funny. Sometimes it just works out that way. Like, why did I even roll it? You dummy. A muddy torch. That would make sense. I could theoretically say I could use that and keep it. If I was like a brand new group starting out and we needed every torch, I've been kind of hand waving the torch stuff because every time we get to town, I say that I get all, replenish all our goods. But we do find a muddy torch, so maybe somebody else didn't fare so lucky. Orgo took damage. Thane will go ahead and try to heal him real quick. And I hope I don't miss this because I don't want to lose my... Oh, I did. So I lost cure... I've already lost cure wounds and the ability to do herbal remedies. So we have no healing. That's a little scary. Oh, we do have some healing. Orgo says to Abbott, I'm not... Oh, man, I'm not feeling so good after getting strangled like that. Oh, jeez. Mind if I smoke that pipe of yours real quick? And Abbott says, that's what she said. And so Orgo will take a second and smoke on Abbott's pipe. Which is just a D4, but we'll give him back 2 hit points. That saves 2 more in case we really have emergencies. Okay, now let's check this room. And I'm just going to say well, let's roll and find out what it is. Get these guys out here. Jesus. 1, empty. That's fine. So this wasn't supposed to really be anything anyway. So this room is empty. Maybe just some rubble and crap and stuff. And then they get over here, and there's a chest with gold like spilling out of it. And of course, the dwarves love that. They're like, oh my gosh, you smell that? Look at that! And they come rushing in. And I gotta read what happens, because something happens. Okay, a small cave contains bandit skeletons lying near the back around a damaged oak chest. Okay, now I need to roll a d6. 6! Oh, that's bad news. Okay, so what that means is we have our whole party here. They're all tunneling into this. And when we go after the gold, we get attacked. And these squid-looking things, check my camera here. These squid-looking things float down from the top of the cave onto the characters. I only have 2 minis, but because I rolled a 6 and there's 6 of them, and there's 6 of us, that means we're each going to take an attack from one of these. Do I roll initiative? I think they would have probably, I don't want to say necessarily surprise automatically, like double damage, double everything, but let's see what they are. I haven't looked that part up yet. Maybe they should have some surprise. Unless they're like level 7 or something. Oh, level 1. Yeah, we'll give them surprise. Okay. So okay. I like this. There. Oh. Here's what we're gonna do. So the one that drops on Krell is actually going to drop on his torch and put it out by closing in around the torch, and it just puts the light out, which means Krell luckily doesn't get attacked since he's our torchbearer. Or I guess lantern bearer. It would just cover the lantern and darken the light. That's kind of cool. That's kind of a cool visual. So it takes itself out of the battle for a second to like essentially swallow the lantern. Okay, now we're just gonna go in order. Abbott. I'm just giving them advantage. They've got +3. 20. Oh my god. 1d4, so it's gonna do double damage. Abbott will take 5 damage. Orgo. There's my 1 after the 20. Was it the same die? Because that'd be funny. I didn't notice which one it was, but common running theme, right? 12 is not going to hit, so Orgo is safe. Renariel. 1 again. 10. But he's at 15. So Renariel's not in super danger, but Nura might be. Nura's AC is lower. Yep, Nura gets hit. Not a crit, though, just a regular damage. 4. And Thane. Oh, will Thane get hit? 18 is yes. Thane will get hit as well. Okay, for 4. Yeesh. It's not great. They did a lot of damage considering they're level 1 creatures. Now we got to fight back. So we are in total darkness at this point. And Krell just remembered something because I just remembered something. With his leveling up, he gained, let's do this so you guys can see what the hell's going on. He gained a new spell. And that new spell is Daylight. So he's going to light up the room if he can. 4! No! Oh, he hasn't practiced this one. So we are in complete darkness. We have that muddy torch that we found just a minute ago. I don't know that we're carrying torches because we now have the lantern, right? So whoever grabs that muddy torch, let's say it's well, Krell just did that. Let's say it's Nura, I guess. Nura grabs the muddy torch and tries to light it. And I'm going to go with, I think it was Sly Flourish, said his rule is Dex or Intelligence, DC 12 to light a torch in the dark. Her intelligence isn't horrible, so she can use intelligence, so she needs to roll an 11 or higher, but on both of these, because it's at disadvantage. Nope. Dang it! Ooh. So she can't light the torch. And she says, Thane, help me light. No, Thane doesn't have 2 hands. Like that would matter. Renario, help me light this thing. So Renario's going to try it. He's got good decks too, so Renario's going to try it. He can't light it. This is horrible. Abbott and Orgo are just going to fight the Dark Mantles anyway. So they're at they're at disadvantage, but they can feel these things, so they can kind of wrap up and try to fight them that way. So Abbott's going to attack. It's a miss. Orgo's going to attack. That's a miss. And Thane, I think we gotta light this damn torch. Is this our only method of getting light? Thane's gonna try. He's gotta try to light the torch. But he doesn't have good dex. Well, actually, he does have good dex and intelligence, so he's got a +1. And Thane doesn't get it. We need new dice or something. This is horrible. These things are all over us. Death is scary. I mean, darkness is scary, isn't it? Okay, so it's the Dark Mantle's turn. There's 6 of them. They're all at advantage still. There we go. Abbott is not hit. Orgo is not hit, even on a 15, right? +3. Yeah, he's fine. Orgo's fine. Renariel's going to be hit. Yeah, Renariel's hit. D4 for 3. First time he's been hit, though. Krell? Is Krell attacked, or is that Dark Mantle spending its turn to keep the lantern covered? I guess he should attack. But you know what? Maybe he's attacking not at advantage because he's trying to attack with its tentacles while or whatever the heck it has. Bite. It's trying to bite while keeping the lantern covered. So it's not necessarily going to gain its advantage. 8, and that might still hit. He's a 12, so it misses barely. Nura is hit for a crit. She get critted. No, she didn't get critted. 5 damage. She's taken 9 damage. What's her hit points? Oh, 17. Renariel only has 9. Saw that 9 for a second. Got scared. And who's last? Thane? Thane is safe. Okay, we got to get this stupid thing lit. I can't try the... Do you think there's a way to wrestle the lantern back? Maybe if I kill that... Maybe if I kill that Dark Mantle, the lantern is back. Because I described it as covering the lantern to keep it dark. So let's try that. So let's have Orgo. Who killed one? Nobody killed one, did they? Oh my god, we didn't kill a single one? I didn't mark anything. 6. I think we missed on every single attack. So nobody killed one. So nobody can do that. That's how I'm going to rule that, is nobody can do that, at least not yet. So I want to get the thing lit. I think it's got to be Krell then. Can Krell start doing magic missile? Can Krell put them to sleep? I didn't think of that. I think Krell can put him to sleep. I kind of don't like that because I don't know why. It seems corny. But it's living creatures, right? I'm not going to do that. I don't know why. Honestly, I just kind of wish I hadn't thought of it. Okay, we're going to keep trying to light the torch. So Krell is going to try to light the torch. At disadvantage. 7. Nope. Nura is going to try to light the torch. They're handing it around. Nope. Renariel is going to try to light the torch. Nope. Thane is going to try to light the torch. Yes, finally. Thane lights the goddamn torch. Jesus. So Thane has the crappy torch. And he's got to drop his Morning Star to hold it. I think. Abbott to attack. No advantage or anything. 11 is going to hit, though. And I think he may... They have 4 hit points, so he does still have to roll for it. 1. Jeez. Orgo. Hit. For... This has been brutal. Brutal. Oh, he kills one because he adds 3 damage. So Orgo killed 1. Orgo's is dead. Good. So there's 5 now. And everybody's going to be attacked except Orgo. But they're not at disadvantage anymore. But I'll tell you what. The one that's on Thane is going to put out that torch. That's what I got to do. So the torch goes out again. The torch goes out again. The one that was on Thane isn't going to attack him. It's going to put out the torch. Then the one's going to attack Nura right next to him. And hit her. Just missing a crit hit. For 2 damage. Nura has taken some serious damage. Krell's Dark Mantle is going to attack him not at advantage, is what we determined. Oh, he doesn't have his mage armor up. I should have cast that. Well, I should have cast that before I came in here. But anyway, so he's hit. It's the first time he's hit, though. So Krell's hit for 1. So we did... So I'm going in order. Renariel would be next then. He can't get hit. He gets hit. For 2. This is brutal. Everybody needs to smoke the pipe. Orgo does not have one now, so the last one is on Abbott. And misses. Okay, woof! We now have Orgo is freed up. He doesn't have a Dark Mantle on him, so he's going to attack the one that is blocking the lantern. And he hits. And it automatically kills because he does +3 damage. So the lantern's back. He chops into the Dark Mantle, throws the body aside, and the lantern lights up the room again. One more Dark Mantle down. That is Krell's. And that was the first thing I did this turn because I wanted to make sure. So let's go back to Abbott. Now Abbott doesn't have to roll at disadvantage, so he's going to hit. His has already taken 1 damage, so it's dead. Renariel can attack. See that catch? That's going to be a hit. 14, right? Yeah. Yep, Renariel can attack, and he has a d6. Only 2 on Renariel's. Nura can attack. She's attacking. She sucks at the longsword, so there's no way she can get to a ranged attack. So she misses. Thane... I guess because Thane lost the torch, he can now pick up his Morning Star and attack. Misses. A lot of misses there. I needed to do something different probably with Thane. And did Krell get to do anything? I think I skipped Krell. Krell would not do anything. Krell's going to cast Mage Armor. So that he hopefully doesn't get hit again. And he's good there. Whew! This is a longer fight that I definitely bargained for here. Now it's the Dark Mantles, but we're down to 3. And this is Abbott, Orgo, and whose else is dead? Krell's. So Nura will be attacked. We gotta save Renariel. And they're not at advantage anymore. Oh, wait. Light source. They would go after the light source. So, which one goes after the light source? Just based on the location they're at. And this is is the one that is on Renario is going to move over here and cover up the lantern. And then this one is going to attack Nura at advantage and miss. No, that's a 12. I thought it was a 2 and hit. I meant. Nura is real close to dying. Not dying, but 0 hit points. And the other one is going to attack Thane. 16 is a hit. Thane takes 1 damage. This is our scariest fight for us in terms of every single party member has been wounded. And Nura is badly wounded, and Renario has low hit points, so he's badly wounded in that sense. He could die in 1 attack. So it's our turn. Orgo is again gonna try to. Well, actually, let's have Abbott do that. Abbott's gonna try to attack the one. Make his way over here and attack the one that's blocking the lantern. This is kind of a weird way this all worked out, but whatever. I kind of like it. Nope. Orgo will try to attack that one. Yes. So Orgo kills that one. We get our light source back, and now we're down to 2, and it's the one on Nura and the one on Thane. So we'll have them do theirs. Actually Renariel will help Nura because he's a much better chance at attacking it, I think. So no disadvantage anymore. He does not hit. He does not hit. Nura will try to attack that one. Nope. Thane will try to attack the one that's on him. Yes. Kills it. That's an automatic kill. It's in my book. Double. I guess it wouldn't be. Oh, it would be if he did the sap, which I think he would in this situation. Because it's got higher damage and higher attack. So he doesn't need the big damage against these kind of wimpy creatures. So I hadn't said that straight up, but well, I did say it was the Morning Star. We'll roll it. So he gets 2d8 on the Morning Star because it's a crit hit. So he kills it. It's because I had forgotten he had the sap, and I'm looking at his mini, and it's holding a Morning Star. So I said he had to drop his Morning Star, and then I said he picked it back up. So I'm just trying to stay consistent. And Krell is the last one. Krell's gonna attack with his staff. Hell yeah, Krell. 11. +1, that's the first time Krell's missed with the staff, I think. Dang it. That would have been sweet. So there's 1 Dark Mantle left. And it's not going to attack the light. I think I'm going to roll morale for it. Have it go run back. It's going to fly back up into the dark, high up into the caverns. And I don't see really any sense in killing it. I could start rolling and say somebody shoots it with a bow or whatever. It doesn't matter. We're not going to face it again. That was brutal. We're going to gather up the gold. Actually, we are going to kill that Dark Mantle because we need a place to rest, and if we kill it, this place is safe. If we don't, is not necessarily. So we really need to rest here. This was a brutal fight, and we exhausted all of our herbalism, all of our healing spells. So we need a rest here for sure. So can we do that? I mean, we haven't even traveled half a day, but I just don't see any other way we do it. So we're gonna camp out here. I'm actually going to do something I've never done. And that is, and I don't know why I haven't, because it's a spell I have, Alarm. I have all these times we've been attacked at our camps, but I could be setting up an alarm. But we can hunker down in, this room that's got a little more space maybe. Set an alarm right here. If Krell can get the alarm. Nope. Let's luck token it. Yep. So we get the alarm because I'm going to end the session right now anyway. Somehow this was my longest session, or almost the longest session. we're going to get that there was 200 gold in the chest. So we'll gather that up and rest up. I will say we still have to roll random encounters, but because of the alarm, I think we would have warning if something comes along. Does that make sense? I think that's how it is. Okay. So yeah, it doesn't mean we can't be attacked or whatever. He's just setting an invisible alarm on that door. We're all going to come in here and rest and have like a full sleep to try and heal up. Before we do that, Nura will have 2 puffs on the pipe. She's going to use them both because she's the most wounded. 7. So she heals back at least partially, just in case we actually do get attacked. Now, how many... So if we're doing a rest, that's 8 hours. And we are in a cave. We cleared out the cave, but we still should do this by the hex, right? Unsafe check every 3 hours. So I'll roll 3 times, and a 1 would be something. 1, 2, 3. So there is a random encounter. I'm going to roll it on the hex thing, and if it makes any sense, I'll try to go with that because it has its own random encounter chart, and if it doesn't, I will use my own chart. I kind of like this, but it doesn't make sense, so I'm going to go with my own chart, and it is going to be... Oh, I told you I didn't do that one. What do I need to roll? D20, I guess. Ooh. Oh no. This might be bad. This might not even... Well, it doesn't say this. Yeah, it does, actually. This is not even going to trigger the alarm. So I'm going to go ahead and play this out. But basically what happens is we're all resting. It doesn't even matter who's on watch. They're not going to notice this thing, I don't think. I will roll for who's on watch. 5 is going to be Thane. So everybody else is asleep but Thane. Thane actually is the most likely to notice. I'm going to give Thane a wisdom check to notice this thing at a DC 15. I don't think the alarm's going to go off because this thing is incorporeal. Okay, so he does notice it. So even though the alarm doesn't trigger, he goes, what was that? And I'm going to roll initiative between Thane and this mystery creature. 14. Who's got the higher dex? Thane has a +1. And it's got a +2. So should it automatically attack Thane? Or would it go against... I think it maybe would if he seemed to notice it. So it's going to attack. And it is it has 2 attacks +2. 1. Crit miss. So Thane, because of his awareness, is able to quickly start to I think what he's going to do is quickly start to do turn undead. It's a shadow. I believe that would be an undead, right? So he sees this incorporeal ghost-like figure come in. Vague, it says vague human-like shape. Um, that I think doesn't trigger the alarm because it even could come in through the wall, I think. But anyway, it comes in. He's gonna try turn undead, and it works. It's a level 3. I think that would still work, right? 18. You rebuke undead creatures. Make a charisma check. If it fails by 10 plus points and is equal to or less than its level, it is destroyed. So it has to make a charisma check. That's not 10. Well, wait. Maybe it is. His spellcasting check was... He's a +4, right? 22. And its charisma, I think it is actually. Its charisma is -1, so it's a 10. So it's destroyed. Good, because I was already thinking, oh crap, if this thing is just turned but not destroyed, we have to run. We can't stick around if it's going to come back in 5 rounds. Well, I guess we could. We probably would just stick around and fight it. Okay, there we go. I got to quit there. Whew. That shadow wasn't really going to kill us, but I'll tell you what, I didn't want to get hit by it. It takes away your strength, not hit points, so you can't just heal it, I don't think. Anyway, another good session in the books, Terra Invictus. I'm Bradu, thanks for watching. If you do watch it. I'm hoping some people watch, like, I don't know, I know Greg watches, and I think there's a couple others who are maybe watching but don't comment, which is fine. I don't expect everything, but I don't expect somebody to interact every time. But I also, like, I'm having a really fun time, so I'm okay just doing this for myself too. All right, thanks, guys.